Got a story here from Dualshockers.com. Gex was great, but the re-release needs to fix the dodgy dialogue. The Gex trilogy could thrive from a re-release, but some of that dialogue is so stuck in the 90s that it'll need a rethink. Oh yes, that's exactly what needs to happen. And they talk about nostalgia wins in the end. Glover comes back, and there was 3 Gex games. They'll be re-releasing the first games from Limited Run, which, I'm not a fan of theirs, but whatever. The games will be rebuilt in the developer's own Carbon engine, which should get them running swimmingly on modern systems. Now, there are some 3D platformers from the 90s that have withstood the years pretty well. Banjo-Kazooie is still a delight to visit. It's a testament to Crash Bandicoot and Spyro that their respective remakes keep the same level designs and environment, merely giving them a lick of paint. But Gex wasn't like all the other 3D platformer mascots. He had a lot to say about everything and was a bit of a 90s pop culture reference machine. I am your father jokes. Oh, that's not a 90s pop culture reference, but whatever. Karate Kid references. Again, that's not really 90s, but okay, whatever. James Bond riffs, the works. Where most other mascots stuck to expressive whoops, grunts, and other assorted sounds, Gex even had level-specific dialogue, some which was utterly incomprehensible to a 10-year-old me. In hindsight, lines like "Nice robe, Mr. Hefner," or "I'm lost in Dick Dale's colon," just didn't feel directed to kids despite the game's for everyone rating, blah blah blah. So it's like people, it existed in a bit of smart-ass, slightly edgelordy realm for kids between maybe the ages of 13 and 14, which is probably the very worst demographic to shoot for. Sounds like you were bullied or something, pal. But anyway, Dex would get a bit dicey with his dialogue. A little tongue now, a little tail later is kind of vile. It's like, are you fucking serious? While uttering ancient Chinese level in a stereotypical Chinese accent probably wouldn't fly today. And on the Toon TV level, meanwhile, after spinning around in circles on a frozen pond for a while, Gex would shout, "Hey, I feel like I'm trapped in Boy George's pants." I never got it at the time, because at the age of 10 you don't get much. But in hindsight, I wonder if actually Gex has conflated Boy George with Pete Burns and his campy, his famous campy hit "You Spin Me." Or was it Boy George because Karma Chameleon? That's not a gecko, but at least a lizard. Or am I giving it too much credit and some snide dig at the fact that Boy George is gay? Blah, 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 you get it. I'll link this in the description box if you want to read it for yourself. It kind of continues on a little bit further. It's not like, there's not a whole hell of a lot of important things that's being said here. I mean, this dope is complaining, "Oh no, you got your 90s nostalgia in my, in my 2023 sensibilities and stuff. I need a safe space. I need this." It's like, man, come on, dude. I kind of get the references, although that's what the people who are gonna buy those games, that's what they want. It's like, don't you take that away and you've made it a generic 3D platformer. And they're also not going to complain about having their sensibilities offended and stuff like that. They obviously need the game, the graphics need to be, redone essentially. But these kind of dopes, it's like, you want to complain about that stuff. It's like, man, get a life. Seriously. You got nothing better to do than to complain that a game made in the 90s had 90s dialogue. It's like, that's why people want it. Nostalgia. But whatever. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm just going to end it right here. Like I said, I'll link this in the description box. You can read it for yourself. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.